Wow, is it ever starting to look like fall slash Halloween out there? Wow. Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare is directed by Rachel Talalay. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. And this marks the end of an era for Nightmare on Elm Street, as the next two films would take the series in a different direction. One would just totally be a reboot, and the other would try and reinvent Freddy itself in a cool way. So, after the last two outings being seemingly mediocre films, how does this one stack up? Well, first off, this film takes place 10 years after the events of the Dream Child and picks up with Freddy hunting down the last remaining teenagers of Springwood, and one of them may just have a personal connection to him. I'll be straight up with you guys right now. I enjoy the heck out of this film. I don't know what it is. The story is just dumb as ever, and if you try piecing it together, you'll give yourself a migraine. But it is just so fun, guys. I mean, it takes the goofy nature of the predecessors and just runs with it. I really can't explain to you guys why I enjoy this film so much. Maybe it's due to the last two movies kind of bogging down my experience of A Nightmare on Elm Street, as they took the story so seriously, but they were dumb at the same time, and it just came off as goofy. I'm not sure, but the direction this movie goes in is like total balls to the wall. I mean, it plays. Some of the scenes play out exactly like a cartoon that I get confused that I'm actually supposed to be kind of scared with Freddy, but more so I feel like I'm watching an episode of Looney Tunes. And I get that description may turn some people off, but it is not all like that. In fact, this film featured some of the most heartfelt writing that's been missing from the past couple movies. It really did feel like that these creators wanted to give Freddy the proper send-off. Now, the acting in this movie isn't all that great. It's pretty stale and offers nothing new, as well as the music to this movie is very odd. I mean, it features little to none of the original theme, rather replacing it with this like Fantasia 2000 sounding soundtrack that just really throws the movie off. And Freddy's makeup this time around is pretty strange. It looks more so like a rubber mask and features like no gore at all. It was very like odd. Now you'd think with all these negatives I have in the hokey story that it'd really affect my experience of the movie, but it really didn't. This has got to be one of my biggest guilty movie pleasures, as I was hooked right from the start, right up until almost the very end, as the climax is very weak. I guess they killed off Freddy so many different ways in this series that they couldn't really think of another cool way to do it, that it ended up just becoming very anticlimactic. Now, just a couple things before I give my score to this movie. I gotta say that the scenes taking place in Springwood were excellent. I mean, all these residents were elderly and they were in a state of delirium and they were kind of schizophrenic, and it was very cool to see that play out. As well as there was this one scene where three teens in a van are trying to escape Springwood and they keep moving back to the same location, and it just made for a great scene. It really did feel like something out of Twilight or even a Goosebumps book. If I could see a movie just solely based in Springwood, I would. It was very interesting and the scenes were handled well. And this is one of the only films in the series that actually like takes place in fall. I think it's the perfect time to watch this movie. It's got such a fall atmosphere that it would probably get you in the Halloween mood. Now, one thing I kept thinking about during the runtime of this movie was exactly how does this movie fit in with its lore. I mean, I know canon wise on the Nightmare on Elm Street wiki, it goes Nightmare 1 through 6, and then New Nightmare and the reboot are totally separate. But I kind of feel like Freddy's Dead says fuck it to the Dream Master and Child, as there's just a handful of things that lead me to believe that this series follows closely along to Nightmare 1, 2, and 3, and then Freddy's Dead rather than 4 and 5. I don't really know if you guys have an opinion about this. Definitely comment below, as I think it'd be an interesting conversation to get into. And yeah, I just don't want to talk too much about it, as I try to limit the amount of spoilers I give in my reviews. But yeah, that was just kind of a thought I had. It kind of bothered me, as if Freddy was born as like this spawn of a devil as a baby, why would he grow up to be a regular human? It just didn't really make much sense. Anyways, guys, overall, I really did enjoy this film. It isn't great, but I had a blast watching it, and it is definitely something that'll keep me coming back. So this may seem like a high score for this type of movie, but Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare gets a 6 out of 10. Alright guys, this has been your favorite critic 26 with yet another review. If you enjoyed this video, please smack that like button as always, share it to your friends, and subscribe for future videos. My next review will be of Wes Craven's A New Nightmare, so look out for that on October 29th, as we only have 2 movies to review left in the series. I can't believe it's coming down to the wire. I hope you guys are getting in the Halloween spirit as we are so close to it. Anyways, yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.